Hello, lovely ladies. It's Claudia here once again. If you don't know me, my name is Claudia Vidor. I'm a nutrition and dietetic clinician, and I am the founder of the Recover from Hypothalamic Amenorrhea support group on Facebook and of the Period Comeback Protocol. And I've helped hundreds of women over the past few years to recover their period, to get their fertility back, and also to overcome their behaviors around food and training. And today I'm really gonna discuss that 5 ways so that you can move forward, 5 ways so that you can tackle your disorder behaviors, and you can do it in a way that is not really gonna kickstart your anxiety, let's say. But before I go ahead and do so, I really would like to pause for a second and ask you all to stop whatever you're doing, unless you're driving. And if you're driving, maybe you can park the car for a couple of seconds and simply close your eyes if it's available for you to do so. Otherwise, just focus on a spot right in front of you. And possibly for the very first time today, I invite you to breathe in from your belly. A big inhale, pause, and a longer exhale. Once again, I invite you all to inhale, pause, and exhale. With the third and last inhale, I would like you to bring in energy, empowerment, happiness, and let go doubts, negativity, and negative self-talk. Thank you for breathing with me. I have more than 200 women following me on YouTube. I have more than 900 women following me on the Recover from HA support group, and I have more than 100 clients at the moment. And I can assure you that possibly only 80% of them haven't breathed today. They haven't spent enough time to properly tune in with their body and breathe from their bellies. So this is my invitation for you to do so. And before I jump in and discuss the 5 tips that you can actually follow if you wanna dismantle, let's call it dismantle, such a powerful word, your behaviors around food and training, there is a message that I received this morning. This is from a client of mine. She joined the Period Comeback Protocol and HA community in October, November last year, and she finished just a couple of days ago. And she sent me this message. So I wanted to thank you for everything and allowing me to be part of the HA community and the Period Comeback Protocol. Before coming across your videos and Instagram page, I had spent years going to doctors, talking to therapists, seeing naturopath, and always thinking, wishing that there was someone who I could work with who specifically helped people with hypothalamic amenorrhea, hormonal health, and disorder behaviors, and combine the mental with the lifestyle, food, and movement. And sure enough, people did exist, and I was lucky enough to come across you at a time when I was ready to finally address this. Thank you for the support, resources, and most important, kindness. So that's just a reminder of how important it is to be grateful, to be kind, and whatever you're going to do today, allow yourself to be kind, especially to yourself. Because if you start being kind to yourself, everything else will unravel and follow through. So the five tips. So the first one that I really would like to share with you all today is to actually decide what to do and visualize the outcome. Sometimes when you come in this space, it's because you haven't had a period for a long time. But the reality is that most of the women that I speak with, even though they want to get their period back, ultimately what they really want to achieve is the ultimate freedom. So it's stop worrying about the missing cycle, stop worrying about being able to have a baby, stop worrying about being perfect or not liking themselves, or stop worrying about their next exercise routine, the next meal that they're going to have, and feeling free, feeling spontaneous, knowing how to tap into that feminine energy. So step number 1 for all my clients and for all of you following this page and watching this video today is to really visualize where you want to be. visualize the outcome, because sometimes if we start a journey but we don't know exactly where we're gonna go, most likely we're going to get stuck at some point. We're going to feel lost, we're going to feel anxious, and in those moments it's much easier to go back to what we know, to go back to our hometown. And right now your hometown is filled with disordered thoughts and behaviors. So the step number one, which is something that you can easily do starting from today, is to visualize the outcome, visualize the person that you want to be. And if you're thinking, Claudia, I've been in this for such a long time that I really don't know how to visualize the outcome. I don't know how to differentiate between the life that I want to live and the life that I'm currently living. And that's okay. I've been there too. So sometimes it's very important to take the first step and really be honest with yourself. What is bothering you right now? What is stopping you from getting to where you want to be? What is stopping you from getting your period back, to have a baby, or to feel more spontaneous and free in your life? And maybe let's say that you come up with the answer straight away, and it's exercise. Maybe you don't like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to exercise because it makes you feel guilty. It triggers the anxiety. It makes you feel lethargic. You don't have enough energy for the rest of the day. You need a nap when it comes lunchtime. And you know that it's an obsessive behavior, because if for some reason you cannot exercise, then you start panicking. So maybe the first step for you, instead of visualizing yourself with your period or being pregnant already, maybe the first step will be to simply visualize yourself not putting the alarm clock and sleeping in the next day. And maybe, and just maybe, you can imagine yourself fitting in a 20 minutes walk at 8 o'clock in the morning while you're commuting to university, to work, or maybe while you're pushing your pram with your kids and you're taking them to childcare. So it doesn't matter what it looks like for you, but start visualizing the outcome. And if the final outcome, it's almost unreachable for you right now, start from where you are and just think, how can I implement my life by 10% today? And as soon as you find the answer, just visualize it. And trust me when I say that the visualization is not hocus pocus, but it's actually a technique that is used by the most powerful men and athletes and women on planet Earth. So give yourself a chance. The second one, which is as important as the first one, is to expect that the outcome is possible. If you have been living with disordered behaviors for a very long time, you may not think that actually getting to the place where you would like to go and you would like to be, is possible and available for you. So it's basically, and if you don't believe that that's an outcome that you can reach, it's like telling your brain for a split second during the day, I want to get my period back. I want to have a family, and I want to let go of my disordered behaviors around training, let's say. And then for the rest of 23 hours and 59 seconds, telling your brain, oh, you cannot do that. You've never been able to do that. Why would this time be different? You see, if that's how you talk to your brain, if that's what you believe in, let me tell you that it's going to be very, very hard for you to stick to the plan, to follow the proven steps, to start feeling better, to get your energy back, and to get your period back. So after you have decided what you want to do and you've started visualizing the outcome, believe that it's possible. I've been suffering from chronic pain for 2 years. And in the very beginning, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't believe that I was going to be able to walk again. And you know what? I didn't walk for more than 12 months. And I had 2 small babies. So it was a horrible, horrible situation. Until one day, I decided that I could walk. And it was time for me to put it to the test. And I did. And surely enough, I started walking. I visualized myself walking. And I planned the outcome. You know, I started visualizing myself walking to the coffee shop, which was only 5 minutes away. And in the beginning, I would still carry the crutches with me. And then I started visualizing myself without crutches. And the reality is that one step at a time, I managed to walk for the whole day when my family came visiting a few weeks back. Of course, I had relapses. Of course, I had flares. But when you start visualizing a different outcome and you believe that it can happen for you, there is so much, you create so much strength from within you that you didn't even think that was possible. You didn't even think that you had it in you. And plus, it's very empowering knowing that, yes, you got this because of your brain and because of yourself. You develop an eating disorder or disorder behaviors and you don't have a period because of you, but you are also the person and you are also the brain that can get you out of this. So how empowering is that? You literally don't need anything else but just a different mindset and different techniques to make this happen. But the strength, the willpower, the commitment, the ability to do so, it's already within you. And you start with visualizing the outcome and believing that it can happen for you. Step number 3 is gradually. So for example, you are watching this video right now and you're thinking, okay, so tomorrow morning I'm not going to put the alarm clock and I'm not going to exercise. That's it, done. I'm not going to do it ever again. No waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning ever again. And it may work very well for you, but it may not. So when I say is gradually, it means start with one day. Start it one day where you don't put the alarm clock. Just wait for a couple of days and then do it again. Unless you love to rip the Band-Aid off at the first go, just ease yourself gradually and expect flares, expect relapses, because maybe you do so well and like for 3 weeks, you don't even put your alarm clock at all. Not at 6, not at 7, you just don't need it any longer. And then something happens and on week number 3, you wake up, you put the alarm clock, you wake up at 5 and you exercise and you start feeling guilty and you get into self-deprecating thoughts and you start thinking, see, I told you I'm not going to be able to recover. I'm not the person that is going to be able to get the period back, to let go of these disorder behaviors. That's not true. You did it for 3 weeks. So stop focusing on the relapse and just focus on what you achieved for 3 weeks and start planning the future. Start planning the next step. What else can you do so that you can stop putting the alarm clock again? And obviously, I've been using this alarm clock example from the beginning of this video, but you can choose the one that you want the most. So for example, it could be trying different foods or having breakfast very early in the morning or being more affectionate with your husband, with your partner, with your girlfriend. It's completely up to you. Choose which one it is for you. Visualize it, believe that it can happen to you and ease into it gradually. We don't want you to go full force to then take a step back and start bashing yourself because you didn't manage to stick to the new plan. Ease into it gradually. Get yourself out of the comfort zone, test the ground, see how it goes, move forward. Step number 4, choose your response. So for example, let's say that you don't put the alarm clock. You wake up at 6 and you realize, gosh, I didn't exercise. I'm gonna feel so anxious for the rest of the day. I cannot do this. This is unbearable. See, I'm already feeling fat. I'm already feeling uncomfortable. This is horrible. I'm gonna skip breakfast to compensate. So the only thing that I really recommend you to do, if you want to make this work for you, if you want to recover, do not freak out. Because the more you freak out, the more you tell your brain, this is not going to happen. This is going to be horrible. This is the toughest thing that I've done. Everyone can do it except for me. Guess what's going to happen? Your brain is going to buy into it. Your brain, your beautiful brain that wants to protect you, that wants to make you right, it's going to buy into this rhetoric that this is too hard and it's not going to happen. So yes, you took the next step and you decided not to train, but you're going to compensate for it because it's too hard. So the step number 4 is to really Do not freak out. Allow yourself to do things differently and see where that's going to take you. Okay? Without any pressure. Ultimately, this is your life, and you can decide if you want to be in this space for the next 3 months, 5 months, 5 years, the rest of your life. The point is that you got time. You got time to work on these behaviors. The sooner you start, the freer you're going to be 12 months from now, 9 months from now. I had this beautiful chat with this lovely lady that watched my masterclass on how to get your period back a few months back. We had a wonderful first call where she told me all about her behaviors and for how long she was stuck into them. And she decided that finally it was time for her to invest, to do things differently, to invest her energy, money, and time to change the behaviors. We had a follow-up call just a few weeks after the first call. And then she told me, you know what? I'm about to start a new job. I'm about to see the gynecologist at the end of February. I don't think that I can do this right now. I would just want to hear the gynecologist point of view, and I want to see how I go with my work because I don't have the energy now to do everything all at once. And then I will get in touch with you again towards mid-year, so towards June and July. And my thought was, wow, if you committed the first time that you watched the masterclass, if you committed the first time that you saw my face online, possibly you would not be engaging in behaviors any longer. And possibly you would have double the energy to start a new job. But sometimes our disorder behaviors, they don't like us to see, to look for a better outcome and to think that there is a better future, because your disorder behaviors, they only want you to be here in the now, where they are comfortable, where you feel familiar, but where you're also very much uncomfortable. So allow yourself to do things differently. As I said in the very beginning, decide what you want to do, visualize the outcome, and take it one step at a time. So visualize the outcome for now if you cannot see the outcome 6 months down the track. Step number 2, expect that the outcome is possible. Step number 3, ease gradually into it. See what sticks, see what works for you. Step number 4, choose your response, but do not ever freak out. If you freak out, you are more likely to leave. It's like going to a party, and if you start freaking out and you start feeling anxious, what are the chances that you're going to stay at the party and you're going to meet other people and you're going to find your soulmate, for example? Very slim. So choose your response and do not freak out. And step number 5, last but not least, super important, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If you have different behaviors, if you haven't had a period for longer than 3 months, there may be a few things that you need to work on. So always start from step number 1. Visualize the outcome. Visualize what's the next step. Ease gradually. Believe that it can happen for you. Do not freak out. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat until you create new behaviors that become second nature, that they become like a routine for you. And get this freaking period back and let go of these disorder behaviors. Let me tell you, and this is trigger warning, by the way, so I'm about to share something that happened to me in the past, and I think that it may be helpful for some of you, but you may not be ready to hear it. So here we go. If you want to stop the video now, please do so. Otherwise, keep on listening. But until a decade ago, not only I didn't have a period, it's a little bit more than a decade now, but I didn't have a period and I was exercising every single day. I was counting calories. I was counting my steps. I was working like there was no tomorrow. And I was also, I decided also to go back university at the same time. I was traveling like a maniac because of work. And I was weighing myself every day. My self-worth was very much connected to numbers and outcome. And obviously I was always comparing myself to other people, and I loved being praised. That's where I really felt myself. Whenever I received a praise, I was beyond myself, especially if the praise was much connected to the way that I look and the way that I perform a work. All the other praises, they went from one ear out of the other. They didn't really matter back then. I smashed all these behaviors. It took me a long time. I went through many major, minor relapses, but the reality is that I got out of it. I managed to have 2 kids. I ovulate on a monthly basis. I menstruate. I've been menstruating very regularly. I don't count calories any longer. I cannot train also because I'm in chronic pain, and that's something else that I'm working on at the moment. And now I don't see myself as a worthy person because of the way that I look and because of what I do in life. I think that I'm worthy no matter what. I breathe, I'm worth it. I'm showing up, I'm worth it. I have 2 kids that I love, I'm worth it. I pay for a coffee to a random stranger, I'm worth it. I'm living in alignment with my values and my beliefs. That makes me worth it. So something else that you can do today, whenever you do that visualization exercise, is going through your behaviors and really be honest with them and think, which one are aligned to my values and my beliefs and my future values and my future beliefs? Do they make me feel worth it? From an intrinsic perspective, meaning that the skill cannot make you feel worth it from an intrinsic point of view, because you need an external tool to make that happen. So how can you feel worth it no matter what you weigh, no matter how you look, no matter what you do? It has been a pleasure speaking with you today. If you haven't done so already, join my Facebook group, private Facebook group, Recover from Hypothalamic Amenorrhea Support, to see me on a weekly basis and also to speak with all the other wonderful women. If you are already part of it and you think that you will benefit from getting extra guidance and support and from being supported by a team and other women that have been going through the HA recovery journey, they know what it sounds like, they know what it feels like, they know how hard it can be at stages, make sure that you book a call with me. I'm going to post a link below, and I'm looking forward to connecting. Bye for now.